Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Time to take that walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. I do appreciate you stopping by. Today's beer comes from Lagunitas Brewing Company. These guys are in California. They also have a place in Chicago, I think. This is their phase change. And according to the bottle here, it says seasonally unexpected wet hopped juicy ale, unfiltered. And it has 7.4% listed on the label here. And it has black writing up here at the top, and it looks like it says 135.9, so the 135th day of 2019. Y'all can figure out when that was. 30 days average in a month, 3, 6, 9, 120. So I think this was done sometime in May. 135th day, so you can Google that, what the 135th day of the year is. 7.4% is what it says on the label here. Beer Advocate has it listed at 7%, so I don't know if they've done this beer before. I don't remember seeing it. It has not been sent to me before, as far as I know or recollect. I didn't go back and research whether I had had it before or anything. We're going to do it like the first time I've ever had it or seen it. And this comes from Lagunitas. I didn't buy it. They send me beers. It says, "Hi there, hops are good, fresh hops are better, wet hops are best. But because harvest only happens once a year, achieving a year-round wet hop flavor has become the holy grail quest of hoppy brewing. Hitting shelves in June, so not quite June, today is the 30th. So this may or may not be available yet. I would hope that they wouldn't let it set for 3 weeks or so, depending on when the 135th day of the year is, but it says hitting shelves in June, so I guess that would be day after tomorrow. It says here, these changes are our next chapter in the quest to brew wet hop beers out of wet hop season through our new hops liquefaction process that lets us preserve and store our wet hops, generally only usable just after harvest, and brew a wet hop beer a full 6 months later. Phase Change is a hazy wet hop pale ale that brings a seasonally unexpected wet hop flavor to an unfiltered juicy nectar that's somewhere in between a solid and a liquid." So I appreciate Lagunitas sending me the beers. A lot of them impressive, some of them not so much. And I'm hoping this is going to be impressive because I do love an unfiltered IPA. So let's see what this brings to the table. Let me jump over to Untapped. They do have the correct ABV at 7.4%, and 60 IBUs is what they're saying. And basically their commercial description says, "A seasonally unexpected unfiltered wet hopped ale packed full of lupulin drenched Simcoe, Citra, and Mosaic hops." So they're telling you there what the hops that they used on this one. So without further ado, let's get this opened and see what we got. Into the glass we go. And guys, you probably have noticed I'm trying to post 2 beer reviews a day with all the beers that Mr. Fudge has sent me recently. And I'm just getting so far ahead. So we're going to be posting 2 a day, probably through the summer, and till I get caught back up and not be 6-8 weeks ahead of time. About a finger of head on that pour. It is kind of hazy up here. I can see a little bit of light down through the thin part of the glass. Definitely not a New England style, and they're not claiming it to be. It looks like an unfiltered hazy IPA. Nice amber color. To the nose we go. Very nice aroma. Nice hot presence on this beer. Grapefruit, pine, hints of pineapple. Nice and citrusy, a little bit of oranges. Maybe even some tropical fruit notes, maybe like mango. Smells pretty damn impressive. Wonderful aroma. Let's dive in. Cheers everybody. Cheers everyone at Lagunitas. Very smooth. That's a little on the thin side. Very pleasant. I'm getting all the taste that I described on the nose. Pineapple, grapefruit. 60 IBUs. It is rather smooth. It could be real easy to be 70, 80, 90 IBUs. So this 60 IBUs makes it not quite as bitter on the back end. Very tasty, very easy drinking. Alcohol is very well hidden. A lot of hop flavor, a lot of hop aroma. Very well done. I'm impressed with this. This would be something that I would probably purchase based on what I am tasting here now. So, and being a 7.4%er, that is into my go-to beer range. So you may see this again, depending on the price of it and availability of it in my area. So, very impressive, especially since Bell's Two-Hearted Ale is not available here anymore. So, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing because I love that beer, and it may be a good thing because every time I looked for that beer, it was 2.5, 3 months old or older. So, could never get it fresher, guys. I had people send it to me fresher than I could get it here. I don't understand the distribution around here. It's insane. These guys that control the distribution are more interested in putting out their Coors, Miller, and Budweiser. That's what their bread and butter is, and they could care less whether they sell your craft beer or stock your craft beer in the store or not. That's just how it is and has been since Prohibition. So they control it. They have shelf space. They control that, and they rotate the stock on those macro lagers, and they put the craft beer in there and let it sit there until it's gone, no matter how old it gets. So it is what it is, the world we live in. So let me sip on this and we'll come back and we'll see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Not much lacing is left on the glass. It is a tasty beer. A little on the thin side, but there's a lot of hop flavors in there and a lot of juicy notes. Very enjoyable to me. Would make a good go-to beer. I don't know how long it's going to be available or if it's going to be available here in the grocery stores or anything like that. We'll keep an eye out for it and see. I would probably purchase this again. It's not the best thing I've ever had, but it is a decent beer. It is a very easy drinking beer. Alcohol is well hidden for 7.4%. Very tasty. Final chug. It's a very decent beer, guys. To me, A-. I do think it's into the A grade, but just barely. 92 for me on this one. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 4.07 in their exceptional range. I don't know if I'd call it exceptional, but I'm giving it about the same grade. And for Untapped, they have it at 4.02, basically the same thing, just barely into the A category. And that's where I'm putting it. So, with that being said, if you've had this, by the time you see this, it should have been out for about a month or so. So if you've had it, let me know what you think about it. And until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.